Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the LA Rams after they have traded with the New England Patriots for running back Sony Michel. But before that topic, question for those of you viewing, comment down below. Just a quick, simple question. How far do you think the Rams are going this year? Super Bowl win, Super Bowl loss, NFC Championship, missing the playoffs, whatever it is, comment down below and I'll kind of give my answer at the end. Getting straight into it though, if you didn't hear, if you live under a rock, a few months ago, the Rams did lose their starting running back Cam Akers, who was entering his sophomore year and is supposed to hit that next level, and I thought he was going to hit that next level. Yet with him going down with the season-ending injury, with an Achilles injury more specifically, they were kind of left with a question mark at running back. They did have Darrell Henderson behind them, but still, obviously, if Darrell Henderson was that guy to step up and replace Cam Akers' shoes, they probably wouldn't be replaced or trading for Sony Michel. I do think neither guy is going to have this starting role of 100% of the snaps or a 90%, 10% split. I do think they're going to have somewhat of a split backfield that's somewhat even, 65-35, whatever it is. You know, Sean McVay's a mastermind. He's a very innovative head coach. I do feel like they'll figure out the balance just fine. And they got him on a pretty good deal, 5th and 6th round pick. I like Sony Michel. I think that's a good value for him. He'll be cheap for the Rams. They didn't have to give up too much. This is a guy, if he does start all 17 games, if he does get 80% of the snaps, 80% of the carries, 20 carries a game. This is a guy that can put up 1,000 yards in a season, especially with 17 games. He's had 902 times, and that's without starting all 16 games. So that's kind of impressive. He has some playoff experience. He won the Super Bowl his rookie year. As much as you could make the argument he wasn't, the entire reason they did so, but still he has that playoff experience that this Rams team could use. Pieces are coming together for the Rams. As we know, the Stafford trade is kind of the big blockbuster deal as to why we have high expectations for him. And of course, they have the best player in football, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey behind him, Leonard Floyd, Darius Williams, Jordan Fuller. It's a great defense. We know how good the Rams are. We know how high expectations are. Receiving core is looking strong. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee. Who else they got back there? They signed Deshaun Jackson, who has some potential. Tutu Atwell. Like I said, offensive line's decent. Matt Stafford's Matt Stafford. Sean McVay's Sean McVay. Sony Michel, Darrell Henderson. It's just now, it's a hurry up and wait thing. How are the Rams going to turn out? I do think they'll have a pretty good run. There's a couple teams that's really hard to predict. I love Russell Wilson. If he's healthy, the Seahawks are always going to be in contention. But can that roster overcome the Rams roster as a whole? I'm not sure. The Niners, how are they going to be rebounding back? The Packers, how are they going to be with the Aaron Rodgers situation? They're all buddy for now, but still, I'm not going to trust it 100%. The only for sure thing in the NFC seems like the Bucs, but even them, as much as I love the Bucs, as old as some of those guys are, they might be on a ticking time bomb. I'm not saying they will be. I'm not saying, all these teams are going to fall apart, but there's just a lot of question marks to go around for the Rams to say there'll be a for sure thing in the Super Bowl or a for sure thing in the NFC Championship. There's questions all around that could benefit them or be against them. Personally, this is a move I do like. Like I said, they got it for a good value. And I was saying the Rams should explore some running backs. There were some options out there maybe that were going to cost them a lot, but you'd get a lot higher value. Maybe a Kareem Hunt from the Browns. Browns got Nick Chubb. They don't necessarily need Kareem Hunt. They like their duo backfield, but still it's not a necessity for them. And they could get some decent draft capital. Kareem Hunt wouldn't go for a 5th and 6th round pick. Maybe a James Robinson from the Jaguars, since they got Etienne. That's a completely different situation now. That Robinson's going to be the starter, and Etienne's now hurt. Maybe the Colts would have been a good trade spot. There's Nyheim Hines, Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack. It seems like Jonathan Taylor's probably going to take the reins on this one. What about Marlon Mack, who showed some potential early on in his career and is now coming off an injury? He could be a real cheap value as well. Again, not saying they made a bad move with the Patriots. I'm just saying there are a lot of options for them to explore, and I'm glad they didn't overpay for Kareem Hunt, for James Robinson. They don't necessarily need that, especially with the Cam Akers coming back. You don't need a crowded backfield with a James Robinson and a Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson, and now the roles are kind of switched up and confused between the guys of who's the guy, who's the number one guy, who deserves the most snaps. Are they going to each be okay with 50-50 play? Whatever it is, I think this is the perfect situation for both. Sony Michel, I don't want to say he's fallen back in that backfield, but with Damian Harris kind of taking the reins there, and just the backfield's looking pretty good throughout preseason, even 3rd and 4th strings are looking all right. New England's offense, no running back really shines. It's just how Belichick is. They've gone very far without having a dominant, Derrick Henry type of runner, power back type of play. They've always had a guy that could just receive the ball and rush the ball. A solid amount. A Rex Burkhead, a James White, a Damian Harris, a guy that could just get the job done. He doesn't have to be stellar, he doesn't have to lead the league in anything. A guy that could just do his part and fit in the Patriots system. And Sony Michel, he might be a guy that can hit that next level in a innovative, offensive-minded Rams offense. You can't tell me the Rams offense and Patriots offense are very similar, at least in my opinion. So I'm excited to see it. I'm not saying, Sean McVay is going to take Sony Michel to the next level. He's going to rush 1,500 yards. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying we may see some things we've never seen out of him before. Maybe his play style may change up. Maybe his hands might change up. Maybe his route running might change up. Something. Either way, good move by the Patriots. Got a little bit of draft capital. I think it was a 5th and 6th round pick. It was 2 conditional picks, so it's not like that'll be amazing, but Tom Brady's a 6th round pick, so who says that won't be anything? And the Rams, they found a temporary replacement for the following 2021 season due to the Cam Akers situation. Good move all around. No complaints from me about this move. I got high expectations for the Rams. I think the Patriots could be a sneaky team this year, but as far as the question of the day goes, where do I think the Rams will really go? Like I said, with so many question marks, it's hard to determine how Seahawks going to be. Can Russ carry them all the way? How are the Niners going to be now that they're healthy? The Cardinals could be a sneaky dark horse team. How will the Packers be? How will the Bucks be? And there's a couple other dark horse teams, I like the Vikings to be a possible dark horse team, and yada, yada, yada. The NFC is tough. But I would feel comfortable saying at the bare minimum the Rams make the divisional round. I don't see them going home in a wild card exit. I just don't see that. I would like to say they make the NFC Championship. I'd rather say they do than don't, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and bet on that and then tell you I'm confident in that. I'm not 100% confident in that, but I am very confident in them, at least at the bare minimum, making the division round at that point. If they're looking good after the wild card game, they can't make an NFC Championship Super Bowl type run. It's just way too early for me to give a super confident answer. But like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Comment down below what your opinion is. Where will the Rams finish up? And just overall, what do you think about the Sony Michel trade? I think it's a solid move for the Rams and the Patriots, and just fun to watch some NFL trades happen for us fans overall. But as always, and of course, thank you for watching, guys.